ओम नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अरुणगिरिमुपेतं सच्चिदानन्दमूर्तिं रमण इति पृथिव्यां विश्रुतं ज्ञानसूर्यं गहनहृदयविद्यां लीलया बोधयन्तं सततमहममेयं सद्गुरुं संस्मरामि। My humble pranams. I would like to talk about the difficulties that people are expressing about doing sadhana while in family life. There are two major categories of devotees who have really taken to Bhagavan's teachings and would like to practice them. Almost all of them are householders. The first category of people are so interested in pursuing Bhagavan's teachings, they have the feeling that family life is in the way of their sadhana. The obligations that a family man has towards his family, to the society, to the workplace, the feeling is that these obligations are not compatible with practicing Bhagavan's teachings. Somehow this feeling comes to them. So what they decide is, let me give up the family life, let me retire to a place where there will be no disturbances to pursue my sadhana. I will be able to progress well. So this is the way of their thinking. Their sincerity towards their practice is so much that they feel that let me give up the family life. But Bhagavan discourages this. Bhagavan says all the problems of this nature are seen only in the mind. Mind is the culprit. You change one set of circumstances to another set of circumstances, from the family life to a secluded life. When you do that, you're not going to leave the mind behind. The mind is going to follow you. And there it will start looking at some problems, start complaining about something or the other, and so on. So this is not the way to handle the practice. Bhagavan says it is very much possible for somebody to pursue the practice of Atma Vicharam along with any other obligation that one has, along with the work that he is undertaking, and so on. So he says if sadhana is done properly, then that itself gives one the strength to face the family life, to face the family problems. There is no need for you to really give up family life. He very much discouraged. Of course, there are some extraordinary people who have no other aim in life except to practice Bhagavan's teachings and then, realize the self, and they have absolutely no problem about quitting family life. There are very rare instances have also happened, like Muruganar. He was so intent on following Bhagavan that he gave up his family life. Bhagavan tried to mediate, but he, once realizing that Muruganar is set on his purpose of not having the family life, he did not disturb him later on. But most of the others are people who cannot have that kind of a tivrata, and for them the advice given by Bhagavan is, there is no need for you to change the circumstances. There is no need for you to give up the family life. And in this particular connection, there is a very interesting conversation that Bhagavan has had with a very early Western devotee by name Frank Humphreys. Arthur Osborne, in his book of biography of Bhagavan, he mentions this incident, and the teaching and the Upadesham that Bhagavan gave to Frank Humphreys. This is suitable for us also. This is something that is going to be valuable for us. What Bhagavan says is to Humphreys, there are all kinds of phenomena that you will be seeing around you in this life. But don't fix your attention on the phenomenon outside. Think only of that which sees all these phenomena. Think only of that which sees all this phenomena. That which is responsible for it all. Look at that. This will seem nearly impossible at first, but by degrees the result will be felt. It takes years of steady daily practice, and that is how a master is made. He says it takes years of steady daily practice. He continues, but give a quarter of an hour a day for this practice, the practice of Atma Vicharam, the way he has mentioned it here. Focus only on that which sees and not on the phenomenon that are seen. So keep up with this practice, even a quarter of an hour daily, completely devoted to this practice. Try to keep the mind unshakenly fixed on that which sees. It is inside yourself. Do not expect to find that is something definite on which the mind can be fixed easily. It will not be so. Though it takes years to find that Paravastu, the result of this concentration will be seen in 4 or 5 months' time, says Bhagavan. And this result will be displayed exhibited in this manner, in all sorts of unconscious clairvoyance, in peace of mind, in power to deal with the troubles of the world, in power all around, yet always unconscious power. It's a beautiful instruction, it's an extraordinary thing. He says, by the very practice of self-inquiry, sincerely done, even for a brief period of time, every day, very steadily, that gives the sadhaka an unconscious power to deal with problems of family life. Even though there are problems, the person develops a calm demeanor and he is able to deal with the problems. He is saying all this just to discourage somebody to give up his family life and then go and then get into a secluded place where he can pursue with the sadhana. He says more often than not, that is not going to work. So this is the advice given to the first category of people who are very sincere but who feel that they are handicapped by living amidst a family. Let us go to the second category of people. This category of people, they are the vast majority, people like us. They are interested in pursuing Atma Vicharam, but they express difficulties. They say that I am not able to progress at all. Theirs is not a problem of obligations to serve, obligations to continue with, but theirs is a problem of inability to continue with Atma Vicharam. This practice is very, very difficult. This path is difficult. I should not follow this path because I am not seeing any progress at all for me. And this applies to most of us. Why does this happen? Why is it that we feel that there is no progress at all? Again, if we see, carefully analyze this situation, it is the mind that tells us that we are not making any progress. And mind is not the best judge of all these things, because ultimately mind has to destroy itself. So it is in its own interest to keep on telling us, no, this is difficult, give it up. So then the first category of people want to give up family life. The second category of people will be tempted to give up this practice itself. Bhagavan again says, this is something that one should not do. Even when Atma Vicharam is followed, and even when you feel that there is no success in it, there is no progress in it, unconsciously there is a progress being made. You do not realize it. That will be there constantly. What is preventing you to enjoy that peace is the old vasanas, the thick layer of vasanas that have surrounded us, which is throwing up all kinds of thoughts all the time and does not make you sit in peace. For this meditation, it pulls you out. The attention goes out, strays out. So how do we tackle this problem is the question. Bhagavan has not told anyone that this kind of qualifications are really required to pursue Atma Vicharam. He always encouraged everybody to take up Atma Vicharam because he felt that the practice itself is a means of gaining the qualification. But then, for us, the waiting time is too long and we are not prepared to wait for such a long time. Bhagavan gives a clue in one place, and that is in the Pancharatnam. Ahamiti kuya kuta ayati iti anvishya anta pravishtaya ati amaladhiya, he says. With a very, very highly purified mind, it is possible to get the success. So purification of the mind is the crux of our problem when we are complaining that we are not able to concentrate, that our attention is wandering, not staying in any one place. What is required is to purify the mind. And what makes the mind impure? Mind is impure due to the accumulated desires, the past tendencies, the desires, kamam, krodham, and all these things have got accumulated, and they take a long time, and with a patient amount of sadhana alone, you will be able to destroy all these things. This we have to keep in mind right from the beginning. It is not going to be a very short duration of sadhana that will give us success. This is a long haul. This is a marathon that we have undertaken to run. Endurance is what is important in this. Not speed, but endurance. We should not give up at all. But then, though Bhagavan has not directly given what all need to be done in a very detailed manner, he has translated works of Shankara and others also, who have said what all are required for you to purify the mind and become qualified to undertake the search for the self. In a very detailed manner, Shankara talks about in Viveka Chudamani, which Bhagavan has translated. So he has endorsed, he has translated it, and so he has endorsed all these things. He has given Sadhana Chatushtayam, a very long list of things, like starting from Vivekam, Vairagyam, and so on. But then he has also given in Atma Bodham a very simple verse which we can look at right now, where he talks about the qualification, but not a very long list which is going to be appealing to us. So he says, the very first verse, Adi Shankara says, in Atma Bodham, which has been translated by Bhagavan into Tamil verse. He says, Tapo bihi thina papanam santanam vitaraginam apekshoyam mumukshunam apekshoyam atma bodhoyam vidhiyate atma bodhaha ayam vidhiyate. He says, Tapo bihi, undertake austerity, tapo bihi. The word tapas really terrifies us because we immediately associate tapas with, mortification of the body, so many severe things that we have to undergo and all the things. So we are terrified to, really consider tapas. But tapas is not that. Tapas is the sadhana that is prescribed, some amount of mental discipline that we have got to develop. So he follows it up. I will come back to this tapas a little while later. But then he continues by saying that Santanam, developing a calm demeanor. This calm demeanor is very important for our sadhana. This we can develop. What is Santam? What is the calmness that one has to really look at? Calmness is contentment. Be content with what you have. The circumstances that is given to you, that is all that you have. Would you want to fight with those circumstances? Accept those circumstances. So Santanam actually means a measure of contentment and a measure of acceptance of things that are around you, non-reaction to things. There will be so many things that is going to draw your attention. Don't react to them. Keep your cool. This is something that one can develop. Santanam Vitaraginam. He says next, have detachment. Attachment is going to once again pull your mind into the things that are attached to you, that you are attached to. One way of looking at it is our interests in life that we have. We have so many interests and we do not cut our interests in life, but we still want a concentrated sadhana to proceed. This is not going to happen. This is incompatible. We should be able to slowly reduce our interests in life. What is important for you? What is in your obligation, your duty? Keep your interest only to that. But there are so many other outside interests that we have. When Devaraja Mudaliyar once approached Bhagavan, saying that so and so opportunity has come to me, Bhagavan's advice to Devaraja Mudaliyar is, if something comes on its own, it is okay. But even there, don't get attached to it. Don't ask for a repeat of that experience. If something comes on its own, okay, enjoy it. But don't go after anything. Don't develop any new enterprise. Don't develop any new venue of interest. Keep cutting down your interest. This is the actual meaning in our stage of life when Adi Shankara says, Vitaraginam. He is not asking us to be a sannyasi, but he is saying, cut down your interest. This is what Bhagavan says. Cut down your interest gradually. Concentrate only on this major thing in life which you have undertaken, which is your Atma Vicharam Sadhana. Cut down all other interests. Gradually, what should be? Not be involved in so many things. So this is Vitaraginam. Mumukshunam Apekshoyam, he says. Mumukshu. This is the word Mumukshu. This is our sincerity, our commitment, our Shraddha towards our thing. This we have to develop. If we are going to look at Atma Vicharam as a part-time course, it is not going to work. One should put great amount of interest in this, sincerity, commitment. You should have that Shraddha Shakti. This Shraddha Shakti is a great Shakti. This we should develop gradually. So when we complain that I am not able to really sit quiet, my mind is wandering, we have to give a serious attention to all these things that are being said. Atma Bodhoyam Vidhiyate, concludes Adi Shankara in this. Atma Bodha is given, these teachings are given only to those who have all these capabilities. And I mentioned about tapas, the austerity. In Bhagavad Gita, in the 17th chapter, Lord Krishna has given marvelous verses. People who are sincere about this, worried about why I'm not able to sit quiet, why my mind is getting dragged out. Even within a very short period of time, they should look at these things. Lord Krishna says there are 3 types of tapas. One is the tapas done through the sariram, other one done through vak, and the third one done through the mind. The one that is done through all these 3 are not trikaranas, all the 3 instruments one has: the body, the vak, the speech, and the mind. So he says, Deva Dviju Guru Prajna Pujanam. He says, worship your elders. Saucham Arjavam, keep cleanliness. Be straightforward in life. Brahmacharyam Ahimsa cha. I don't have to explain these words. Brahmacharyam Ahimsa cha Sariram Tapauchyate. These are all things that are done through the Sariram, through the body. And what about the walk? He says, Anudvegakaram Vakyam. So beautiful. Anudvegakaram. Don't speak in such a manner that others feel agitated. Don't increase excitement in others, agitation in others. Anudvegakaram Vakyam. Speak those things which are gentle. Satyam. Be truthful in what you say. Priya hitam chayat. Say pleasant things. Say things that are going to be comforting to other people. Priya hitam chayat. Swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva. Keep on staying, increasing your time with all these holy scriptures, all these holy books. Spend your time with them. This is a Vangmayam tapas. Vangmayam tapa uchyate, says Krishna. And finally, on the Manas side, he says, Manaprasadaha. Manaprasadaha. Cheerfulness of the mind, serenity of the mind, cheerfulness of the mind. Keep cheer. Don't be complaining all the time. Don't be worrying about all the things. Don't be anxious about anything. Serenity of mind, Manaprasadaha. Saumyatvam, he says, good-heartedness. Maunam, silence. Keep silent as much as possible. Only when there is a need to talk, talk. Otherwise, don't talk. Atma vinigraha, self-control. Bhava samsuddhihi. Bhava samsuddhi is purity of nature. Cultivate purity of nature. When you do all these things, tapo manasamuchyate, he says, when you do all these things, you are going to increase consciously the sattvic aspect. It is the sattvic aspect that is going to increase your ability to stay concentrated on this sadhana. So, in a very conscious manner, when we develop all these qualities, we are not going to complain that within a minute my mind is wandering out. Side by side. Don't give up Atma Vicharam. Keep doing it. Even though it is inefficient, keep doing it. Don't give it up. But side by side, concentrate on these qualities. Slowly withdraw from the world. When you start doing it, you will be able to gradually see the results. As Bhagavan says, a current is established in you, which is going to give you the power to face the world and all the world's problems. So, this is what is sadhana in family life. So, with this, I will conclude my talk. Thank you.
Ni arul puriva Ramana ni arul puriva Ramana ni arul puriva Ramana Arunachala Mangalam Arunachala Shiva Mangalam Ni Arul Puriva Ramana Arunachala Mangalam Arunachala Shiva Mangalam Ni Avataram Ni Avichara Ni Avataram Ni Avichara Ni Avadhara Ni Achala Ni Avatara Ni Avichara Ni Avadhara Ni Achala Ni Achala Ni Achala Ni Arul Puriva Ramana Ni Arul Puriva Ramana Arunachala Mangalam Arunachala Shiva Mangalam Arunachala Shiva Mangalam Arunachala अरुणाचल शिव